Woo! Guys, man. You guys know how I am about events. I'm I go a little too extreme when it comes to the events. I enjoy gaming events, man. I enjoy seeing games get announced. And in particular, I love the Xbox event because I always feel like it's gonna have some of the stuff that I want. I've been interested in Fable. I'm not necessarily huge interested in something like Perfect Dark, but a dude might try. Dude might try. Who knows, man? Maybe I'll like it. So every year we get the June showcase. It used to be referred to as E3, but it's no longer referred to as E3. But every year we get the showcase. And every year I'm right here with you guys and I watch this sucker and I'm beyond excited. So, without any further ado, let's get on to the news today. Xbox revealed the June 9th showcase, which is interesting. Most of the time they kind of like surrounded over something. Like last year, I remember they really put a huge emphasis behind, Starfield, just games that are generally coming out. They didn't really do that this year, which is interesting. But one thing that they did do, and I think people are going to be interested in, is they showed the Direct. Last year we got the Starfield Direct. It was one of the initial events that showed you more into what's going on with Starfield. And this year we got a random Direct that they have redacted the names. Now people are already speculating what this could be. I kind of believe the general idea of what people think it is. People think that this is Call of Duty, and I actually do feel like this is Call of Duty. This seems like some artwork for Call of Duty. The only game that I would say that would represent a little bit of this type of artwork would be maybe The Division, but that's Ubisoft, so that's impossible unless Microsoft announces they bought Ubisoft during the showcase, which would be funny, but most likely definitely not happening. So Call of Duty Direct is looking like it's going to be happening. Now, I, for one, is kind of disappointed in that. I didn't really want to see Call of Duty on the stage like that when it comes to Direct. Now, obviously, they'll most likely announce the next game at this event, and that's fine. But I did want, maybe an Avowed to get this spot, Indiana Jones. Maybe not Indiana Jones because they already had their own kind of Direct, but it definitely Avowed. You'll see more in terms of what to expect from the game. Which, if you guys remember correctly, they kind of did this already last year with Starfield. Starfield missed the initial Direct at the beginning of the year, and then a few months later, it got its own Direct. Didn't share it with anyone else. It got its own Direct. So you're probably going to see that, mainly happening with this. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Call of Duty. When they announced the ABK acquisition, that's something I was never 100% on. But I understand it's a huge, huge thing. And I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever that this Call of Duty, the next one showing, the next type of gameplay it's going to have, showing the multiplayer, it's going to be big. Maybe not big for me, but this is probably the right decision. They bought Call of Duty for billions of dollars. So I definitely understand you wanting to really use that to your advantage. I'm kind of curious what else is announced at this Xbox showcase. Is this going to be like a futuristic type of an event where they show you a few years into the line, or are they going to go back and show you stuff like Fable, Perfect Dark? Is there going to be a lot of new IPs? It's interesting they didn't really bring up Game Pass in any way, shape, or form. In the past few years, there's always been like Game Pass on these promotions in some way. It's not on this one, which is interesting. It's going to be interesting. We will be streaming this at Iron Lords Podcast. Definitely go in there. It's going to be an interesting time. Stuff that I would personally like is Fable. I would like to see a gameplay trailer of Fable. Now, I think Fable is a good chance it comes out next year. So maybe we will see that, or maybe that's a next year at E3 type of thing. I would like to see some new IPs at this event. Bethesda has a lot of studios making games. Activision and Blizzard got a lot of studios making games. I would hope that we would see more of that. State of Decay 3. I remember it was rumored that game was coming sooner rather than later, so it'd be interesting if we see a State of Decay 3. But with that being said, I want to hear what you guys have to say on this. Do you guys want any of these games that I've mentioned, or do you want, relatively focus on newer stuff that's not necessarily coming out anytime soon? Very curious to hear that. And it's like I said, when it comes to me, I want to see Fable. I want to see that clock game made by Exile Entertainment. I would love to see a Fallout announcement here. It'd be crazy if they just showed a logo. Just a logo of Fallout 5 would make me go crazy. And I think it's gonna be a solid show. I do. They need it. We all know that there's been a lot of negativity revolving the Xbox brand, a lot of criticism. People say I'm a doom and gloom merchant. I don't necessarily agree. I think I'm just, pretty much critiquing how they're running the brand. But there are definitely doom and gloom content creators out there that only talk about the negatives of Xbox. And I think this show is going to be a huge positive. We're about a month away. It's going to be really interesting. But when you put the comment section below what you guys feel, I'm very curious to hear your guys' opinion on this. What games would you like to be there? Third party. Again, what kind of third parties would you guys like to be there? Game Pass announcements. Curious. What kind of Game Pass announcement would you like to be there? I'll probably do my prediction on this show probably midway through next month. So definitely look out for that. But anyway, appreciate you for coming through. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like button. It's always appreciated. You can always sub to the channel. Been a little dry on content here in the past couple weeks, but I'm hoping to build that back up. I needed a little mental break. But I appreciate everyone coming through. And until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.